Dr. Carlson and Dr. Porter, it's so nice to have you here in Hyde Park. Your beautiful dental office, right here off the highway, easy to find. But you walk through the doors and you are in, what, Italy?
My wife's an interior designer, and she designed that with purpose of Mediterranean look.
Well, it's got a great feel, and I think that probably eases some tension when you're coming to a dentist, although you guys have some great things that make it pain-free and your experience here pleasant, as well as the aesthetics of it. But you've got great state-of-the-art equipment. In fact, Dr. Porter, tell me a little bit about your offices.
Sure. Well, the office is beautiful, and some of the services that we offer are digital x-rays, low-dose radiation, really neat feature. The x-ray can be taken and viewed on the screen basically instantly. Some other nice features: each operatory has a computer screen and also a screen that a patient can watch a movie while we work. Our handpieces are very quiet, noise-free, very comfortable office, nice setting for a patient.
Well, you know, I wouldn't want to leave. If I've got my TV and it's quiet and no kids, I think let me stay a little longer. Well, and you mentioned this low-dose radiation. I don't want to pass that by because there is concern always with that. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, with the x-rays in the new digital age, the x-rays, the dosage is very minimal. It's something that patients can feel comfortable coming in and having x-rays of their teeth done and not worry about that exposure to the radiation that was a worry in the past.
Well, and that is a good thing to know, that when you are in an office that is state-of-the-art, new, it's not the old-fashioned kind of office if you're walking into these days, you know you've got the best equipment and the best services offered here.
On the handpieces too, we have the electric, and so it's not air driven, and so they're a lot smoother and quieter, so you don't hear the scream that people often.
Isn't that part of it too? That noise is part of the fear that I have when I go to the dentist. It's that fear of and the noise that you make. So that's an interesting point. Just the hand equipment, they're always coming up with something better, and here at Hyde Park Dental, you have the best.
We do. We've got nice equipment and state-of-the-art equipment.
Now tell me a little bit about yourselves and how long you've been here practicing here in Hyde Park.
Well, I actually opened the practice a couple of years ago. It was September of '08, I think, is when we started. Mm-hmm. And I began in Richmond. I bought the practice from Dr. Merrill in Richmond in 1989. And my son-in-law was joining me there 3 years ago, and so I kind of thought, well, I'll create some room, and I knew that we wanted to end up in Logan to retire someday, and I thought this would be a good spot to start another practice and make room for my son-in-law.
And then somehow you two connected. Tell me about that, Dr. Porter.
Sure. Well, I'm from North Logan, and I attended dental school at the University of Southern California. After that time, I did a residency training program in Idaho at Idaho State. It was always a goal to come home and be able to work in Cache Valley. Both my wife's family and my family are still here. And upon returning, Dr. Carlson was gracious enough to let me come and work with him and to work in this office, and it's been a great thing to be here. It was always a goal of mine to be able to come back and work with people that I knew and to spend time here, and it's worked out wonderfully.
Well, you know, we have to agree, if you're from the Valley or you know of the Valley, this is a wonderful place to live, and it is a wonderful place to have your dental care taken care of. You know, I have relatives that live all over the country and even outside the country, and the costs are fantastic here in the Valley.
That's right. I have family in Alaska. Even though the airfare is so expensive, it's cheaper for them to come here to have their work done than to have it done in Alaska.
And not only is it because it's family, because you're giving them a good deal, it is in just the fact that our costs are so much better here and than other places in the country.
Even compared to Salt Lake or out of the valley, Cache Valley is lower in price.
Okay, so we're lucky on that point, but we're also exceptionally lucky to have Hyde Park Dental right off the highway, so easy to find. And you come in around to the other side, the west side, and then you walk in again to the state-of-the-art, most beautiful building.
It's a very beautiful building. One other point is our dentistry here is top-notch, quality dentistry. You can always know that when your work is done here that we're going to provide you with excellent care. That's a given, but we're also going to make sure that you're treated well as a patient and that you feel comfortable and are happy with what is done.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Dr. Porter, because it's true. And the things you hear around the Valley say so much more than any advertising you can do, and I have only heard great things about Dr. Porter and about Dr. Carlson. That says a lot when it's recommendation more than advertising.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I have so much confidence in Dr. Porter. It's been wonderful having him here and to pick his brain and to share that information and his expertise. He does IV sedation, and that is wonderful for patients because they can sleep through their appointment, and yet with IV, then they can wake up shortly after and not have the grogginess that you do with other types of sedation.
So whether you want a nap or you want to watch a movie, you take care of us here at Hyde Park Dental. Dr. Carlson and Dr. Porter, what's your phone number here at the office that they can contact you?
It's pretty easy to remember, 787-4444.
That is easy to remember, so you can't forget that one. Check them out here at Hyde Park Dental. Thank you so much.